My name is Monicah Wambui, Mwema. I am a marketer by profession, and I'm currently the general manager at Power Governors Limited, an auto care company. Yeah, I'm also a pastor at City Lighters Church. I am a mom of 2 adorable babies, and I am a wife of one Elvis Mwema. Well, I was born and bred in Nairobi. I was born in Aga Khan, if I can remember, yeah. But I was born in Nairobi and I have been raised in Nairobi. I am the third born or the last born of a family of 3. So I have an older sister who's in construction and an older brother who is in finance. I would say I was an obedient child as I was growing up. I never wanted to get into problems. I want to avoid problems. That was me. Yeah, I went to Presbyterian Academy for my primary school. It's in Kawasukari. After that, I went to Mary Hill Girls High School where I did my high school education. After that, I went to JKUAT, also known as Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. I did BBIT there for 3 years. And then after I graduated, I finally went to USIU where I did my master's in marketing and strategic planning. Well, my sister used to complain that my mom favored me for whatever reason, but I think lastborns have a thing with parents. You know, they are ni ule mtoto wa kutumwa, ni ule the obedient child, because you have seen what your siblings have done and they have been beaten for, so you don't want to be in any problem. So I'd say I was my mom's pet, or for lack of a better word, because I would go everywhere with her. And they would treat me like a kamayai until maybe I was 18. But I had a fairly good time when I was growing up. My siblings were very supportive of me, always very protective, because they kind of got the vibe of this one needs to be protected more, you know. Let me take you back. Initially I was meant to be in IT, and I imagined myself maybe working in a bank or in an IT company based on the background that I did in my undergrad. When I went for attachment, the company I went to, I was supposed to do IT, but somehow I just got myself doing sales and marketing, and I fell in love with it. I loved talking to people. I loved seeing clients satisfied. And so slowly by slowly, I realized I'm not cut out to sit behind a laptop all day coding, because I could code, but I didn't like it. So after I discovered that, I immediately went and enrolled for a master's in marketing, because I really now wanted to understand what is marketing and how can I do it better. So in 2013, I joined PGL, also known as Power Governors Limited, and I joined there as I was everything. I was the receptionist, then I was the admin, but I still used to do a bit of sales and marketing here and there. So as the years went by, talking about 2013, 2014, 2015, I slowly graduated to become a sales executive, and then later became a sales manager, like maybe in around 2017 thereabout. After that, I handled quite a lot of business because our main role as a company is that we are very much into road safety, and some of the products that we sell, not to mention things like speed limiters and tracking devices, have been very instrumental in road safety agendas. So I ran quite a number of campaigns during that season of my life, and in 2021 is when now I officially came to manage this site called PAX. So PAX is an arm of PGL that deals with auto care, all things auto care, but we also deal with speed governors here as well, and all the other product portfolios that we used to deal with. So how I got here, 10 years of experience in the automotive industry meant that I knew so much about cars, I knew so much about road safety, and I just genuinely wanted to be in a space that I can practice it to the core. Well, you get quite a lot of reactions. There are some men who don't believe that women should be in such an industry. But I look at it as a challenge, and I really like the fact that not so many women are in automotive, and it's an opportunity for even I to just show other women who are coming up and other young girls that this is a whole industry in itself, and there's a lot of potential even for them in campus. So I enjoy doing what I do. I enjoy talking about cars. I enjoy giving people solutions to their problems. I enjoy seeing my clients living with cars that are safer. And one of the things that I'm really passionate about is road safety and all things road safety. In fact, one of the things that our core agenda here is to ensure that any vehicle that is leaving is actually road safe. So you might be coming here for alignment or balancing, but what we do is that we'll give you an inspection report to ensure that your vehicle is road safe. And one of the things that I'd say is I don't think I can differentiate my ministry and myself, because ministry is ongoing. Ministry is, I am not a pastor on Sunday and then when I come here on Monday I'm totally different. Ministry is a lifestyle. What I do at City Lighters is part of me. It's not detached from me. So I can't say that it's a different Wambui who is in City Lighters or in church, and then a different Wambui who's here. It's just knowing the place that you're in. What is your mandate there? Here I'm expected to perform. Here I'm expected to give solutions. Here I'm expected to solve problems. At church I'm expected to do something different. I'm expected to encourage people. I'm expected to pray for people. So I can't quite say they're different, but I find a way of synchronizing both of them. Well, my days are usually different because I handle different roles. So an ideal day would require me to be here in the morning, meet up a few clients if I have to meet up a few clients. We do a lot of business with corporates, so we do a lot of visitations to corporate entities. And largely most of my time I'm outside actually, meeting customers, trying to close on more deals, ensuring that the site is running well. I also get opportunities we have another office in Gara, so I get myself in Gara for meetings here and there. But largely my day is spent here, ensuring that our technical guys are on point on what they're doing, ensuring that our customers are getting the best service that could be given here, and also just being the difference between other auto care centers. So I try to make sure that I bring the difference in this space. Currently I'm learning. I'm actually back in school learning a few things about mechanics and about mechanical works, and it's very exciting because, you know, there's one person who once told me there are so many drivers on the roads without a DL, and there are so many people with DLs that don't know how to drive. And so that really challenged me to understand the concept of what I can learn from this site without necessarily even going back to school. So most of the time I learn from my technical team. I have an able team of technicians who know how to handle different cars, and because the kind of work we do does not involve a lot of mechanical work, but express service, alignment, balancing, those are things that you can easily pick up. And I can confidently say that right now I can do alignment, I can do balancing. You know, when someone sees you opening a bonnet, they're like, even you can open a bonnet. You're like, yeah, I mean, and it's really nice to just even see women empowered to the level where they can handle their vehicles. Well, maybe not as good as men would, but we can also handle our vehicles. We can change a tire. Those things shouldn't be out there. They shouldn't be strange things. We're about to take a short break, but we'll be back with more on what and how this journey of Pax and Wambui Mwema has been. Don't leave your seat. One of the passions that I have actually is motherhood. I deeply enjoy motherhood. And in fact, I recently authored a book on pregnancy, a book that guides women on the 40 weeks, how to go through the 40 weeks in prayer, definitely, informed and in prayer. So my passions as a mom led me to that direction because I want the best for my children. I want to pray for them, and I couldn't imagine not raising them any other way. I'm also largely passionate about road safety, as I mentioned earlier, and I desire to see our roads better. And in fact, one of the things that I look forward to doing is changing the culture of Kenyan roads. You know, we are dealing with a cultural problem, and most of the road accidents that happen are actually caused. And when it's caused, it means that it can be avoided. So what's my role as a road safety champion in helping bring sanity to our roads, in helping bring sanity to our drivers? And those are some of the things that I genuinely desire to see change and be better. What I've had most people say is that sales is a hard job. I don't know why people have that perception that sales is a hard job, but I have enjoyed my 10 years in sales and marketing, not because it has been easy, but because it's always an opportunity for me to learn something new. Every time you go out to see a client, it's an opportunity for you to, 1, bring value to the client, 2, solve a problem, and 3, learn something new, even when the customer says no. So some of the challenges that we've gone through as a business is obviously things like an election year. An election year causes standstill in the economy. You find there are days that you're recording extremely low sales, and you have to figure out how to balance the company, you know. And obviously, it being a male-dominated industry, there are obvious challenges like you looking very weird in a male-dominated industry. People will ask you, where is the boss? Where is the mechanic? You know, they don't expect a young girl to be in automotive, and I think that's something that's a stereotype that we need to remove from our society. One thing I'd tell anyone who would want to literally move their life from one season to the other is that you trust the process. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. Whether it's in your career, whether it's in your family, whether it's moving into a new direction in terms of your workplace, trust the process. One thing that I hold dear is the art of consistency. If you want to master anything, you have to be consistent with it. There's a famous writer who said, consistency breeds mastery. So when you do something over time, eventually you become very good at it, and eventually you master it. And if I was to add on to something, one of the commands that God gave us, it's actually one of the first commandments that God gave us, was to be fruitful and to multiply. So when he said be fruitful and multiply, he actually overread the fact that you needed seed to be fruitful. So when he says be fruitful and multiply, he knows there's something that is in you for you to be fruitful. So that's why he's not telling you to be seedful. And so I believe every single individual was created for a purpose. And it's just an issue of finding out, why is it that I am in this world? What problem am I coming to solve? And some it'll take longer than others, but I believe wherever it is that you are in this season, thrive in that place. Where you're planted, thrive. Whether it's in employment, whether it's in self-employment, thrive in it. Do it and do it well. Obviously, we cannot override the place of mentors in whether it's career or life in general. I think mentors play a very huge role in helping you do it right. I usually say a mentor reduces your errors. That's what they do. Because they have gone ahead of you, they can be able to tell you, avoid this route, take this route. So it makes it easier. And obviously, it keeps you accountable, because if you don't have anyone holding you accountable, then what are the chances that you will do whatever it is that you're doing well? Obviously, I'm mentoring other young women in different areas, spiritually, career-wise, in motherhood. One of the things that I usually tell younger ladies is that you should never settle for less. Never stop wanting to be a better version of yourself. And learning is a continuous thing. So every day is an opportunity for you to learn something new. Every day is an opportunity for you to challenge yourself to be better. So don't be complacent. Don't imagine umefika. Try and always do it better. Challenge yourself, because you can do it. Believe it, but work it. Success to me is impact. Yeah, it's impact. Sometimes we view success as money, that I have a lot of money, but I look at success as impact. How many lives have I transformed through whatever thing that I'm doing? how have I made your life better? How have I made your workspace better? How have I made your vehicles better? And for me, success is it's impact. In short, it's really impact. I look at the things that I do. Maybe if I was to give an example, I get women who DM me and tell me, you have no idea what this book did to me. Like, you have no, I prayed for my child, now we have safely delivered a baby girl or a baby boy. And it gives me so much joy to see the impact that that book has on people. Whether it's 10 copies that have sold or 1,000 copies that have sold, I genuinely enjoy seeing the impact that it has on society. You know, sometimes we imagine authors have read 1,000 books. This author has not read 1,000 books yet, but I think God used me greatly in that season of my life, and just to be able to get into that new space of authorship. I'm currently doing my second book, and I am genuinely excited for that season. So yeah, that's one of the major highlights. I was also recently nominated as a She Awards through the Seed to Fruit venture, and that was a privilege and an honor. Yeah, and also being able to manage a multi-million company, it's not easy, but I term it as an achievement. I think when I look back, I think it was all worth it. All the hassles, all the going to look for clients, all the tamaking, you know. It's unfortunate because sometimes people see the final product, but people don't see how the gold went through the fire, how it went through the murky waters, how it was bad. You know, people don't see that side. People just see the glorious and the nice part. And one of the things that I usually encourage young people is that don't focus on looking at the final product. This final product has taken more than 10 years for you to get there. So time will tell. Do what you're doing and do it well. As a marketer, I am very much aware that the world has moved into a digital space. And some of the things that I am looking forward to doing and currently doing is also moving my business to a digital space, you know, evolving with time, evolving with where the world is going. Currently, we are also getting into the space of EVs. EVs is electric vehicles. And it's a space that people thought would be a vision for 2030, but right now we are seeing so many people adopting EV. So we are moving digital. We are going to be seeing a lot of us on digital platforms, e-commerce platforms, just to try and catch up with where the world is going. Personally, I'm back to school. I want to learn about automotives, something that I really want to. I'm passionate about it, and I thought one of the things that I could do to increase my skill is going back to school and learning about it. Some of the lessons that I have learned is consistency breeds mastery. I have seen that come out very clearly even in my life, that you will do something, and until you master it, then, in fact, we usually say, master your craft will deliver the numbers. So whatever it is, you master it, and then eventually that will deliver the numbers. Most of the times we look at it the other way. We want the numbers, we want the money, you want the high-paying job, but you haven't mastered what it is that you're doing. So one of the lessons that I've learned is master your craft, master whatever it is that you are doing and whatever it is that you've been placed to do, and be better at it. Second thing is trusting the process. Always trusting the process. One of the fundamental principles in the Bible actually is stewardship. You know, you first come from a servant, then a steward, then an owner. So sometimes we want the shortcut. We want to move from a servant to an owner, and we forget that the principles of God they are not altered. So if you are in employment, for example, I look at it as an opportunity for you to serve, for you to be the best you can as quote unquote a servant, because you are under someone. When you do so well, then you get promoted and you become a steward. So now you manage other people. And after that, after you have been faithful with stewardship, then now God gives you ownership. And that's the plain straight truth. So for the young people out there, trust the process. It might be painful, it might be hard, but it will be worth it. Well, as a company, we are a member of the Road Safety Association, which is a key association that is concerned with all things road safety. as a company, we've also been involved in quite a number of activities towards road safety. We ran a campaign during COVID called Ma3 Safe, and what we were doing there is we were actually giving people sanitizing. We were sanitizing people. We were informing people on proper road practices. We would empower the drivers. Would, basic things like even tying a seat belt. Those are things that ni kama zilipotea na mishuki rules, but those are some of the things that we want to try and revive through our public transport. It's been a journey of ups and downs, wins and losses, but it has been worth it, because without it, then I would not have the experience to tell someone that it's possible. So it will be hard, but it will be worth it. I wish I was told that.